Hey everyone, welcome back to Williamson Ridge Outdoors. Today we're standing underneath our hay shed. I actually talked a while back about preparing this spot for a new hay shed. So when they actually built this, I wasn't able to get any video footage of it or anything like that. We did hire, a company to come in and build this metal carport. I don't have it finished. We're going to be working on some things like closing it in and closing the sides and stuff in, but I decided I'd do that myself instead of paying them to do it. But anyways, that's not what today's about. We're actually under the shed because our fertilizer for this spring is sitting here underneath the shed. As you can hear in the background, I've got the tractor running, kind of getting warmed up. It's actually a pretty cool March day. Today's March 25th. So we kind of lucked out because we actually bought this fertilizer last year. That was before the prices went crazy. So this year, I was checking on fertilizer prices and the prices have more than doubled from what they were last year. I kind of got ahead of the game just a little bit, but that's only going to last for this cut. So then the next time I have to buy fertilizer, then it's going to be more expensive. So there may be a solution to that. I'll keep you updated on the situation. I know of some liquid fertilizers, and actually a company that I already deal with on stuff, the Superline Plus that we have used on our hayfield before, actually does a liquid fertilizer also. So I'm actually real interested in trying that out. And I think that may be a good alternative to these extremely high fertilizer prices. So anyways, I don't know how much footage I'll actually be able to get you today. I'm gonna try to get you some drone footage and stuff of getting this spread out through the field, but I'll give you a quick run through of what I'm actually doing with it. So we purchased our fertilizer in 50-pound bags. That seemed to be the easiest way to deal with it for us. They didn't offer, the place where I got it actually didn't offer the type of fertilizer that we got in anything but 50-pound bags. So that's what we went with. It wasn't too much more to do it that way. I know a lot of times like people buy bulk bags that are like a ton per bulk bag, and they may fill it at a fertilizer plant or something like that, and it probably does run a little bit less to do that. But to my knowledge, we don't have anything like that to our local area. So I got it in the 50-pound bags through a feed supply, fertilizer supply store, and they've always seemed to be pretty reasonable on their price. Like I say, this fertilizer was actually as it was starting to go up, and we paid $487 for a ton. Now, previous to that, we only paid about $395, and so over the first time that we fertilized, and then this time, it had only gone up about $100 a ton. But then since we bought this last fall to this spring, it has doubled in that price. It's actually $1,000 or more a ton right now. So what we've got going on, and the way that I've been doing my field, we've got 12 acres of hayfield that we fertilize, and I actually do a ton for that 12 acres, which equals out to about 166 pounds per acre. Now, they actually recommend that you could do like 200 pounds per acre, but we done the 166 last year and done this full 2,000 pounds on the 12 acres, and it worked great. Between it and our Superline Plus, our yield was almost double what we got the previous year, and it's definitely due to our pH levels being better and then our fertilizer really pushing up. In fact, we done our soil samples, and I was going to do a full video on that, but something happened with my video footage and all that, and I can't even find the footage. I don't know, I guess it got deleted or something. So that didn't turn out, but our soil sample from the previous year was like right at 4.9, and then this past year after the Superline Plus is 5.9. So it brought it up a full point over that one season. And it's made a drastic difference in our yield and how healthy our grass and stuff looks. So anyways, that 166 pounds per acre is what we're going to be doing today. Again, we've got our King Kutter S400P UK poly spreader on there, and that thing works out really good. It's small quantities, but for just doing 12 acres, it's not too bad. You only have to fill it up like 4 times or something. It's not a big deal. So I've already fertilized part of the field, and so today I've got a couple little small sections I need to do, and then I've got a little 2-acre section, and then I've got a full 5-acre section. And so what I end up doing is actually splitting these sections up, usually into 2-acre sections, and I'll put like 340 pounds of fertilizer in the hopper, and in that way I know by my 2-acre sections that I can run that section and get the 2 acres on there and have 160 pounds per acre that way. And so the way I do that actually is I map that out on my phone. There's an app you can download for free, and it's called Field Area Measure. And so you can go around your perimeter and get your acreage, and you can go through and kind of divide those up just by driving across it. Like say, we'll take the razor out there, and I'll go around the entire field and get my full acreage, and then I can go through and divide those and do my math that way. So as I was saying before, it's actually March right now, early spring, and the ground is still kind of wet, and it's been frozen and unfrozen, and it's actually been really cold. And as you can see right here, I'm creating some tracks because the ground's kind of soft, but here in just a second you're going to see the tractor slide. And pretty much what had happened there, the ground underneath is frozen, but that top layer is thawed out, and everything's still really wet, so it caused the top layer to kind of let go with the weight of the tractor on that side hill. And it could have been a little worse than that if it hadn't have been just a short section of ground that was that way. But luckily, it was just a short distance, and I was able to kind of steer up the hill a little bit, and then once the back end got there, the front end was already getting some traction, so it wasn't too awful bad there. But you definitely got to watch places like this, in the early spring or whenever you've had these freezing and thawing conditions, because when you get the weight of that tractor on a sideways hill or something, it can just take off sliding down the hill on you. So we got finished up spreading our fertilizer. It worked out pretty good. Like I say, we was actually doing about 160 to 170 pounds per acre, and we pretty well got that. We did end up being just a little bit short on it because I had 3 bags of fertilizer get wet. I tried running 1 bag because it came out of there, and I thought, well, it still kind of seems like it's coming out of the bag okay, and like it wasn't real clumpy, but it was moist. But once it gets in that spreader, it actually goes around in it, and it gets packed in the sides, and it packs in there like mud almost. So I learned my lesson from trying the first bag, because I was like, well, it looks like that it's going to spread okay. Nope, if it's got moisture in it, it will not come out of those little holes, and it just packs in there, and then you have to dig it out with a screwdriver or something and chip it loose. It was a big mess and time consuming. So I learned my lesson after the first bag. So the other 2, I ended up just kind of setting them to the side, and probably what I'll end up doing is just going out there. It's probably very minimal difference that it will make, but maybe just use a cup and just kind of go out there and just, throw it and spread it around just to keep it from going to waste. So anyways, that's going to finish it up for today. It's actually been getting colder throughout the day, and my hands and stuff are about froze off right now, so I need to go get warmed up a little bit. But I may try to go ahead and come back out here. As you can see behind me, our back wall on our shed, I'm wanting to really get onto this and get this done, maybe even this weekend, hopefully. But I haven't decided whether I'm going to turn my pallets that I'm using sideways or whether I want to turn them long ways. So that's kind of what I'm experimenting with, is how it's going to line up and how that I can tie everything in to the structure of the building to make it nice and solid. So anyways, thanks for watching today. I appreciate you going along with me. If you enjoyed today's video, I appreciate you hitting that thumbs up button and hit that bell icon so you get notifications whenever I upload new videos. And thanks for watching.